Well, hello and welcome to Hello Skin Mart. My name's Helen. Great to have your company just to talk about some skin things. And I always feel like it's a really, really great idea. Have a bit of a check-in with your skin, understand what it needs, understand do you need to change some things up. And if you are seeing your skin doing some different things, maybe it's a seasonal thing, I want you to consider it. I want you to think about, where am I at? What am I using? And am I on the right track? With that being said, of course, here at Skin Mart, our focus is cosmeceutical skincare. So it's skincare that is formulated and developed to bring results to your skin so that with consistent use, you can meet the goals that you set for your skin. I wanted to shine some light on a really fantastic and incredible results-driven skincare range that we have here. We have partnered with here at Skin Mart, and it is called Skin Virtue. It is an Australian-developed brand by scientist Nina Gajic, and it's an incredible story. And I have to say, from personal experience, it is a brilliant range. Feels absolutely magnificent on the skin. And as you use it with that consistent use, as I said, it's always about consistency with skincare. The change that you see in your skin shows you what great skincare can do. So to introduce Skin Virtue to you today, if you have not heard about it, I can see that the gorgeous Nina is here. So I'm going to just get her online with formulator. She is the brains, and this is just an incredible range. Now I'm hoping she's going to come on here in a mo. Oh, and there she is.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. It is great to see you. I was just explaining a little bit about Skin Virtue, and that really, if we look at our skins change so much all the time, and I always feel like we should be checking in. We should be going, oh, what do I need? What am I looking at? What am I experiencing? And so, as I said to everyone that's joined us, and thank you everyone for joining us, to have a focus on Skin Virtue, you have developed an absolutely incredibly results-driven brand. And so I wanted to give everyone who's joining us a little bit of an idea of the how and the why. So I've got a few little questions for you, if you don't mind. So I love the phrase science and nature. A lot of people would go, oh, nature, is it really going to work? Can they really work together? I feel like Skin Virtue, it is the perfect phrase for you because of the results that are driven through your skincare.
Yeah. Well, when we say science and nature, we are not purely nature, because I kind of feel a little bit of the same way, that if it's just nature, I don't feel it's going to give us the results that we want. So with the science and nature thing, it's about having the cosmeceutical kind of strength, even if the ingredient is derived from nature. So you can get many marine or botanical extracts and ingredients that, come from nature that, work really well. So, and then there's also the other ingredients, the scientific side of things, which really...
Well, and because it's interesting, because the nature side of it, you point out marine and plant derived ingredients, they have such an incredible efficacy with our skin, don't they?
Yeah, they do, definitely. And I think that efficacy of a particular ingredient, for me, it's usually not just about the ingredient, but it's about the formulation as a whole.
Yeah.
So, you could look at one ingredient and you could say that's a great ingredient, algae. But I like to look at how you can ramp it up and make it work really well with other ingredients.
Yeah, and often that's the case, isn't it? The formulation is that, I always think of it like a little recipe where all sorts of different things work together. And they almost, one of my favorite words with skincare that is great, is when ingredients amplify what another ingredient does. That's really what you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's kind of like, if you look at it in another way, like lasagna.
Yeah.
Everybody's had lasagna. Everyone knows what goes in lasagna. But is it always good? No. Not really.
No.
So,
that's a really good one.
Like, that's something that everybody kind of understands. So it's the same thing when you're looking at like cosmetic chemistry.
Yeah, absolutely. So can we talk about the chemistry side of things? Because You use a phrase to describe skin virtue, which is clinical.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean for us?
Okay, so the phrase clean, I tend to frown at it. So we've kind of gone with clinical because there's no real standard for what clean
Yes.
is. So clean is the brand saying that they're doing the best that they can and they're looking at putting ingredients in there that they believe are great ingredients. They're not harmful. And so we've taken it that step further where it's clinical. So the ingredients and the formulations that we have, when we use an ingredient, we study it and we include it at a particular percentage where it does give a result, not just for
Yeah.
like marketing sake.
Yes.
So that's our version is clinical.
I love
So it's
that.
clean and clinical.
Okay. So now I want to delve into more about the range, because there is, I feel like Skin Virtue is, you look after all skins, but you do it in a different way, because you kind of have sort of a three focus approach, three things that you really look at that, in my opinion, really works for any skin type. But if you focused on skins where there are more issues, perhaps sensitive skins, because I mean, I know Skin Virtue for sensitive skins is they're great, just absolutely perfect. But problematic skins, so maybe skins that have those breakouts, inflammations, and then, you know, skins that are dry, that kind of the opposite, and then also that sort of like in the middle, yeah, my skin's okay.
Yeah.
But you've got these three focuses that really drive a healthy skin in all of those different skin concerns and conditions.
Yeah, well, you've nailed it. So what we do is we have a three-phase system, and that relates to how we formulate. So with the three-phase system, the phase one is we look at skin barrier. Now, it's different for different skin types. So for an oilier skin type, there's usually not that much concern with the barrier. For a drier skin type, the barrier is impaired.
Yes.
So that's why there's moisture loss. So we look at formulating to help repair that skin barrier, to help make it more resilient and make it do its job, help to defend against, you know, external, the environment, allergens, and all these things that can really stress out sensitive skin. And in the second phase, we look at including ingredients into our formulations that support stem cell longevity.
What
So
does that mean?
With the skin stem cells, they're your main event, in my opinion. So they are the cells that differentiate and become every other cell within your skin. So they'll become like a pigment cell. They'll become like every type of cell that you have in your skin comes from a stem cell. So if we can get the stem cell to behave younger for longer, that means we're prolonging the usefulness of your skin.
Yes.
So that's our second phase of like supporting that stem cell within our skin to make it like better for longer.
Yeah.
And in the third phase, oh, sorry, go for it. You wanted to?
No, that's fascinating to me, because I'm a big believer in that where you talk about the barrier. For me, if the barrier is not in that healthy balance, it really doesn't matter how fantastic your skincare routine is, what you're using. It's very hard for the skin to be able to do what it needs to do. And so first step but that idea of using those stem cells, keeping them better for longer, I feel like that's quite a unique approach to skincare. And I guess, having used your range myself, you know that I'm a complete fan. It gives me more of an understanding of why I saw such a difference in my skin, and a difference that got better over time, which you don't always see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And so the third stage is that we focus on aging skin concerns.
Okay.
So this is where we look at the particular things that are going on with skin as it's aging. So the loss of firmness, the crepey texture, the fine lines, the wrinkles, the pigmentation, which is something that will happen to everyone at some point.
Yes.
So we look at addressing all of these concerns, all of these individual concerns, to kind of like try to rectify them. In some cases, we can reverse it if it's not so bad. And also to, again, prolong it from happening. So it's all about maintaining, you know, the main thing for me is to find a balance. Because when we look at skin type also, I don't I don't include sensitive as a skin type. I don't include combination. What else is there? I don't include normal. I don't believe in normal.
Yeah.
Sorry. To me, that's balance. So
Yes.
that's balanced skin. And this type of skin, the fortunate ones who have that, they, when our biological function slows down, they become dry skin types.
Yeah, right.
So I look at it as like balanced skin is here. Someone has a tendency to be oilier. Now, that depends on, some are very oily, some are slightly oily. And then the normal ones, they're the balanced, they're the good starting point, and then they go to the drier side. So we formulate for 2 skin types. So skin with a tendency to oiliness and skin with a tendency to dryness. And then we have our super clear range for the oilier types and the pure nourish for the drier types, or the normal. And for the oilier types, or the people that think they're combination, I believe that combination skin is skin that has been treated with harsh ingredients and has just dehydrated in certain regions. Because I've honestly never really seen an oilier skin type that's become dry.
Yes.
It dehydrates, but it doesn't just change. Yes, with our biological function, the oil will produce less oil as we age, but it doesn't just change and become dry skin.
Can I ask you, in your point of view, just on that point, how would I'm looking at my skin in the mirror, and obviously I can feel it. What do you think is the difference in the feeling of dehydration versus dryness for people to understand? Because I think that's quite a tricky one for people to actually go, well, oh, I'm this or I'm that, without speaking to an expert, or if they don't have the opportunity to do that.
So if somebody is dehydrated or they consider themselves a combination, they will know that they have had oilier skin and they're trying to reduce it and trying to calm the oil down to balance the skin out. So that is, if it's turned into combination skin, that's the dehydration. And it's usually in the regions where they might have put extra, vitamin A or things like that. The oilier skin types are usually given loads of to try and reduce the oil. But then in trying to reduce the oil, again, once the dehydration and all of the dryness and all of the scaliness and all that has gone, they will produce more oil. So it's really, it's just about balancing it and bringing it back.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
With the drier skin types, I think that the drier skin types, they just feel drier. So they're naturally more dehydrated because their skin barrier is usually not as effective. And so they're losing moisture from within the skin. So the main thing for that skin type is to rehydrate the skin, and also to help fix the skin barrier and to really make it hold the moisture in. Yeah.
Because that's a key with the barrier as well. We often think about that water loss, but it's also the sort of protective mechanism against those external factors that then end up doing more damage. So it's really twofold to make sure that very, as you say, that very first focus for any skin is that you're working on the barrier. I have to just point out that the use of the word balance, I think, is fantastic, because every time you've said balance, my head goes healthy skin.
Yeah,
exactly. That's really what you're looking at, isn't it? Is bringing it into that balance, whether you're this way with the tending towards oiliness, or you're this way tending towards the dryness. Do you feel like the dry skins are the ones where they see more sensitivity, sort of more reactive as well?
Not necessarily, because I find that, yes, they will be more prone to redness and more prone to the flaky textures and those sort of problems. But also the oilier skin types, because of the skin type in its nature, it's prone to having more breakouts and things because of the excess oil and all of the bacteria that feeds off this oil. So I find that if somebody is using something that's harsh to try and rectify that fast, that's when they're kind of destroying their own skin barrier. And this is where they're also they're sensitive because they're using something too harsh to try and get that breakouts. And then the external elements or any sort of allergies, like, seasonal things to dust or anything that they may be allergic to is, it's got more access to it. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
I love
like,
that, because that really fits with your idea of, you know, not really thinking about sensitive as a skin type,
yeah, it's a,
because really it's the sensitivities are often from something else that's happened on the skin. It's not the
yeah,
basis that you're working on.
yeah. So it's
And
not a skin type, it's a concern. And we treat it as a concern.
yeah, um, I want to ask you, and this is a little bit kind of off center, the importance of the fact that it is an Australian developed range. Um, I I put quite a lot of stock in that, and having met you and spoken to you a number of times over the years, it, it really allows you to be right in it, on it, a part of that whole process. How is that really important for you?
Well, it is. I really enjoy actually speaking to consumers.
Yeah,
And we've got like people will approach us and ask us questions. We'll get emails, and it's hard. This industry, it's like it would be confusing. There's so many things out there, and I feel like it's just growing.
yeah,
And so, if you didn't kind of know where to start, it would be, even if you thought you did, to be honest. Sometimes I look at things and I go, okay. I mainly focus on what I'm doing, just so I don't look at trends and things like that. But sometimes I see things and I go, whoa, how are people supposed to choose? And
yeah,
there's a lot of information out there, and I guess it comes down to, it's up to you to kind of pick up if something smells like BS, then stay away from it. If
yeah.
something makes sense to you, then run with it. So
Yes, it is true, isn't it? And just filtering through
yeah.
all of that information can be a minefield. And I guess that's why it is so important. I'm so grateful that you joined me this morning. What I would say to our gorgeous customers, our amazing customers that are looking for the right product for their skin. If you want to talk about Skin Virtue, please get in touch with us. That is really a mainstay of what we do here at SkinMart. Is we have our team of experts that can talk with you. You can have an easy dialogue, ask the questions, and you can do that via email. You can do that via Zoom. So you're literally getting that real-time feedback with an expert looking at your skin. Of course, if that doesn't work and you have to email, you send us photos, and we don't stop until we get to the bottom of what you need, and really help you sort of meander and work your way through all of that information. If you are looking for change in your skin and you want a range that does do that, I can say from my own experience, I really suggest you consider Skin Virtue. It is, I have to say, Nina always laughs at me when I say this, your cleanser, and I'm a big believer in cleansing. If you don't do that right, I don't know what you're doing. But your cleanser is by far one of the best that I have ever used. The luxury, the way that it feels on the skin is sensational.
Yeah.
But how your skin feels afterwards is even better. And for me, I just feel like that is something that everybody needs to experience as their first step. So please, everybody, go to our website, skinmart.com.au. Get in touch with us if you want to ask some more questions, if we can help you out on your skincare journey. That's what we do. We want to see you get those results. Really quickly, Nina, before we go, if somebody was to go onto our website and they went onto the brand page of Skin Virtue, they would see sort of a theme, 3 different phrases, I would say. You would have Super Clear, Pure Nourish, and Future Advanced. Now, some people would say, oh, that's like a range.
Yeah.
How do you describe how those work within Skin Virtue?
Okay, so the entire brand is cosmeceutical for sensitive skin. So every single product, if you have sensitive skin, you can use. And then the way you would decipher what to use is you would, if you had a tendency to be oilier, Super Clear. So usually it's about clearing things up with oiliness.
Yes.
if you have a tendency to be drier, it's the pure nourish. So we're nourishing the skin. And the future advanced is, we all want to look a bit advanced in the future, right? So that's your anti-aging treatment. Yeah. So that's your anti-aging treatment section, where you can pick whatever you want. That's formulated for all skin types, so that oilier or dry skin can use it. Because with the other two collections, with the Super Clear and the Pure Nourish, that's where we focus on the skin type concerns.
I love that. I love that. So going back to what Nina said before, if you've just joined us, sort of having this idea of a balanced skin sitting in the middle, and then whether you're more prone to an oilier skin or more to the dryness, and that's really where you put your anti-aging on top of that, whichever way you go, what you need. But I have to say, it is so worth a try. If you're looking at your skin and you think, I need something to change, I need something different, I would suggest giving the Amazing Skin Virtue a try. It's absolutely brilliant. You can call us, get in touch with us here at SkinMart, skinmart.com.au. Make sure that you do go to the advice tab and let us know how we can help. Nina, you are, I must say, you are looking particularly gorgeous this morning. And I'm just so...
Got my glasses on. I feel like a mess. Came back from home.
No, you look like... I'll join you. I'll put mine on. But thank you for sharing the wisdom, the story, the science behind Skin Virtue with us, and I look forward to more conversations with you very, very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. See you soon.
Bye.